stars align. Kelly Coffee takes you on a ride divine. In her God bubble we sail through the night, exploring the universe, our vision takes flight. The symphony of galaxies fills the air. Come with me, let's ride on her cosmic breeze. With Kelly Coffee we'll journey through galaxies. In her God bubble we'll explore the unknown. A grand adventure like no other we've known.
Been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright, and for the first time in a long time I'm alright. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I'm not falling. I'll push all my chips and call all in. I'll bet on myself, you keep stalling. I hear destiny and it's calling. I'll keep my head up high through the downs and lows, and we're all going life. Still nobody knows, but I'ma choose what's right and take what comes and goes. And ain't no one in life holding me back no more. I've seen a lot of change, been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. Back a year ago.
Hey guys, it's me, Kelly. Come on in. I think I have my mic on today. We're gonna find out. Will you let me know? If I don't, will you let me know? Thank you. How you guys doing this morning? What's going on in your world? As I am checking everything, yes, I think I have. Oh, hey, you guys. I see you. There you are. What do you think of that? You guys, can you count that? Let me know if it's like 39 or 40. So, like, if I say 40 and it's 39, you guys don't think I'm like misrepresenting, because I don't know. And there's more. There's more. You guys, when I have that on the like the bottom left, when I go through all those feelings and the emotions that are the ones that I see that are default for God, meaning when you let go and allow, this is what you get. This is what you get. Isn't this the most awesome thing ever? Isn't this so cool? Do you guys want to do an exercise? Do you want to call it I didn't mean to do this. You know, it's funny how things happen. Where this comes up. Because I was like, I wish I could just give them all of that without having to do them one by one on the bottom of the screen. Like, ta-da, Kelly, you already did it. I did this. I know, right? Isn't that so cool? Oh, is it nighttime there, Shay? How you doing? How you doing today? So yeah, there it is. If you guys want to reference that, don't get dizzy. Sit down. Maybe don't be standing when you read it. You might be more talented than I'm giving you credit for. Wow, you guys. This is the good stuff. This is the good stuff. How is reality created? From the God bubble level, we've talked about that map. I talk about that a lot. From the God bubble level. Let's see. Here we go. Here it is. Like, this is like the map. This is the map of from the God bubble level to where your avatar is. Kind of like from left to right, top down. So what I'm showing you today, the reality that's being created is the false reality. False meaning it's after you get to like the eyeball at the top left, and now you're at the bottom, top right, and now you're at the bottom left, looking into the matrix. Now, when you're looking into the matrix, it makes possible what I'm about to show you, if that makes sense. So think of think of this, you guys. I hope this hits home. I really hope this hits home. Okay. And it's up on the top right as well. It's upside down. Let me see if I got the right side up. Well, actually, this is right side up and this is upside down. I'm so excited, you guys, because I get to show you how reality is made, how the matrix creates your reality today. Oh, I got so excited when AI did it almost exactly like it looks. If that makes sense. There's a variation, but this time, instead of me 100% trying to just describe it to you and having no pictures, not even a reference point, it's like, oh my gosh, that's like 95% there, or 98%, exactly what I wanted to show you guys when I do the AI stuff. So there's only a small amount I've got to kind of clarify. But yeah, so what I'm showing you today is what happens when on the bottom left is going on, where this natural eyeball state that we've been in is looking into the matrix. So let's look at, you guys sit back, like get comfortable. Oops, I'm in the wrong place. It's this one. Oh, yes, it is. Okay, here we go. This is fantastic. So this is what's going on. Not exactly like AI shows it. Just go with more of the concept with the AI. So you've got the eyeball experience that we're having, which is basically a black hole, if you will. A portal, and then pure white light consciousness coming out. So when you're having the natural experience, you've got something that's more effervescent. So out of the center shoots, forward. We're not taking anything in. We're spitting out consciousness in this eyeball state. It'd be nice if it looked different because it's just silly. But this is kind of how it is. So you've got this pure white light consciousness that's shooting out of this toroidal field that's created looking kind of like an eye, where you've got from the center going out, almost like ripples when you throw a stone into water. And you've got ripples like that. You'll have one iris that's created in the middle, and it's kind of small, like a little baby. And it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, like the iris, and it spreads out a bit. And then on that iris, you have an experience, and then it falls apart, and then it continues around the outside. You see how like in the red area, that's an iris that is expanding, if you will. You had your solid experience. Now it's going around to the other side of the toroidal field where there's a black hole. So what are you seeing there at the black hole area? It's not the potential to be anything. It's what you chose. That so at the unalivement place, where it's like, oh, it's a past life review or a life review or whatever you call it. Like my life flashed in front of my eyes. It's the natural the natural way that the total field does this. It's like, okay, out of all the things that you could have chosen, you chose this. And it kind of, around the outside of the eyeball, it spreads out. But when it gets around to the black hole area, it starts to come together and get closer together and more dense. It's like, oh, I'm seeing all of my life. and then how do we see those choices? Do we see them in a place of judgment and criticism, fault and blame and guilt and shame? I mean, just saying, do what you want, but from what position are we seeing all of these choices? I'm trying. This is a watered down version. You guys are over generalizing, but how do you see that? From what perspective? Do you see this, which is called an end? Maybe it's like, oh, if I'm in an unhealed place of regrets and so forth, that's how I view this, in regret. So then it's very, very dense energy. So it's resistant to the natural flow of the total field that's going on. That's like, hey, and it looks bad right now. I'm gonna seem to be in regret when you're looking at all the shit. But there's a portal in the middle of the total field. It's coming up. Like you can't, like in that portal, it's real scary, because you're holding on to this so dense, you think it's real. You're all in judgment of it. So it's going to feel like you're being put in a blender and ground up. But if you don't resist it and you just let go, you find yourself in the middle of a plasma disk, a potential field, a potential to be anything and everything in all of creation. You can start over. And then after that is like, woo, pure white light consciousness. So you get to do everything again. You just got caught up in the ride. That's why you're here in your awareness. Oh gosh, I hope this is helpful, you guys. I hope this is helpful to you. So when we've got this kind of stuff going on, this natural eye stuff that's spitting out pure white light consciousness, can you see in this iris that you're having all the experiences at one time, doing this as an eyeball? Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? So here's what I'm about to show you, how reality is created when you start looking in the pyramid that's on the top right. When you start looking at the pyramid, this is how reality is created. Now, does that make sense as to the map of what I'm about to show you? Please give me feedback. I don't want to be up here like, what? You're like, oh, I have no idea. So that top right, all those AI pictures that I showed you, those are, I think those are cool AI pictures, even if they're not exactly, but I think they're awesome. So going from that to the bottom left of looking in the pyramid now, pyramid are we looking at? A pyramid of a division of 4, divided into 4. Now, at the top, it might look like it's divided into 4. At the bottom of the pyramid, it looks like it has 4 sides. Are we? And then from the side, it looks like a triangle. Whoa. Already we've got perspective here. And check this out. Sorry, I'm so not cool. Okay, now what we were just looking at, that plus, think of the pyramid, kind of like this. You've got a pyramid doing this shit. And you've got a perspective. See, this is a perspective of your life, let's say. This is the path of your life. Takes on a toroidal field kind of flow, doesn't it? It's like, oh, that's how it works. Yes, you got it. So this stuff this is the good stuff. This is perspective. See how you can be looking at the same thing, even at an angle. Look at an angle. It looks like a bunch of cursive E's, like 5 cursive E's in a row. You guys that don't know cursive? Okay. Unsolicited advice. It's completely unsolicited. Unsolicited advice to those who do not know cursive to go and self-learn. Like, teach yourself cursive. If you're going to do something during the day, this makes sense. It's like, oh, Kelly, I'm scrolling. But if you have an activity like, I'm going to learn how to write cursive. I'm going to learn cursive. And there's all kinds of manipulatives out there, you guys, for doing that. For self-improvement. And those of you that have writing cursive, hey, maybe we see if we can get a little more on the standard. But this is such a creative thing, and the information is not the same as when it's like on a computer, as opposed to writing in block letters and printed. Cursive puts your brain in a different state. See how when you write with block letters, it's start, stop, start, stop, start, stop, start, stop. So we can't get anything done, like a mom with a child. So you're distracted like 1,000 times plus a day. And then cursive, you've got to flow. So it's not on the level of, let's say, music. Music does change things. But the way that you take information is quite different. And it's harder for you to be programmed. I hope this makes sense. So the pyramid that we're looking at, again, this is showing you perspective. And pyramids have different frequencies. And people have shown pictures where just random pictures on the internet. Go look yourself. Do your own research. Out of the top of the pyramids shoots these beams. What's in those beams? We've got all these different frequencies. Now, if you look at this, think of something that's turning from a center point. It's being created from a center point. See, where you see, well, it's from the side at an angle, but what's inferred that it is a circle. Check it out. So what is a circle? It's merely a slice of a sphere. It's like a cross section of a sphere. Two dimensions of a sphere. Like if you took a sphere and it had a piece of paper that magically could go through the ball, that's what you're looking at. So your life is just a succession of these cross sections, little snapshots on a path. That's why you see cycles and so forth. This is frequency. Isn't this so cool? So look how it's divided up like a pie, you guys. Think of this as a sphere. So this is happening in all directions, not just out in a wheel, like a wagon wheel. A wheel within a wheel. What's going on with that? You guys check that out. A wheel within a wheel. There's lots of crazy shit in the sky. Just saying. All kinds of coolness going on. When I look at our experience, as if our awareness is stuck in the avatar and we think we are the avatar, let's say, but we're waking up as the character in the game. That we think we're the character. Yeah. Follow me so far? This cross section of the sphere, like I would be playing the part of one of those pie wedges. That's the experience that I'm having, is one of those pie wedges. You're having an experience of the other pie wedge. And you over there in the back, like you're the other pie wedge. Like we're all having what it feels like. And let's think of this as crystalline. And these are fractals. we look at our neighbor and it's quite distorted, right? Think of a prism. And crystals and all that. When you look into it, it distorts reality. Well, this is a reality generator. Now, what do? It's like, oh, I see, Kelly, it's a puzzle. And look at all these pieces of the pie of the puzzle. And all of the pie pieces are my other selves. And I'm going to integrate. It's oversimplifying the process, right? I'm going to integrate, and all of these pie slices are me, and I'm integrating in all of them. Okay. We're holding on to a belief that there's got to be division in the first place when we're on this level trying to make changes, pushing and pulling in a reality generator that's based on your feelings and emotions. Is that so cool to know, though? So inside of this little fractal, you're like, oh my God, help, how do we get out? You never get out of the fractal. You let go of the idea that you're in the fractal and you're bound by the fractal. And you go, oh, I'm having this experience from the sphere. And I can see that there's an overlay of an idea to divide things. I don't have to divide things at all. But that's just a suggestion and an idea. Because here where I am, I'm in a state of being, pure white light, pure consciousness in a sphere that cannot be divided. So the division is only an idea and a concept that we then apply to have an experience. Like all of these, this is so mechanical, this, if you will, it's an energy form, but this experience we're having is so mechanical. I mean, look at that. It looks like a little machine, right? Isn't that beautiful? This is how reality is created. And again, I'm going to show you one form that when we see from the top of the pyramid looking into the pyramid, and we just think this is normal, everyday third dimension. I hope you get really excited when I start showing you how reality is made. I mean, I showed you all the pictures at the beginning. If you're just joining, make sure you rewatch this. Share it, you guys, and thank you for the thumbs ups. That goes a long way, especially if you guys start to do a lot of comments and stuff like that in the middle. YouTube got in there the other day and promoted my video because you guys were like engaging a lot and stuff. So it's, on TikTok, it feels like a game you play because TikTok teaches you to do all that. So I don't want to go over here and putting the thumbs up, unless you think this is good content and all. And but YouTube then starts to look at, wait a minute, a lot of people are giving this a thumbs up and they're really chatting with each other in the chat. Let's put it out there while it's live. That does happen, so thank you, you guys that do that. There some of you, I don't know if it's okay to say your name, just let me know if it's okay. It's not like you're bragging on yourself, I'm asking you. Go in and you could see them commenting on all my videos, just going in like daily and commenting. Like, you guys, this is such support. Because I see those. Doesn't matter if it's an old video or whatever, it pops up that someone made a comment. I see your comment. And I'm like, oh my God, I feel so supported. Like, you guys, thank you that do that. Like, that means something to me. It does. And on days when it's kind of hard, it's like, okay, let me keep going. Let me keep doing this. This is how reality is created from a toroidal field standpoint, like it's coming out of the natural eyeball. Does that make sense? This creates like frequency. Frequency creates these patterns. And what frequencies are we talking about? We're talking about the feelings and the emotions. The feelings and emotions do all of this. Your feeling and emotion creates toroidal fields. And those toroidal fields are governed by the feeling and emotion. So you have the toroidal field of Earth. I'll just be real general. Of Earth toroidal field. And I'm sad. So everything on Earth will be sad. Does that make sense? was like, I'm going to do I'm going to play the earth game with the frequency of prosperity and abundance and success and wealth, peace, joy, happiness. And I'm going to create earth. And then that's the earth that you get. It's still earth. It's still got all the potential to be yay or meh, right? But your frequency, so we're all like, oh, let's push and pull and create a frequency. But that's so short-lived. And then you go right back into your unhealed state. Right? Once you're healed, you let go of this reality of these bodies. You can still be in this existence, but not of it. This is just a projection. It's good news day, you guys. I always want it to be good news day. Hey, Tiffany. Good to see you this morning. Hey, Shay, if reality is a video game and it's actually not real, what was it even? Why was it even created? That's a good question. Does anybody want to answer that? Because the why in what we were looking at up here. Wait, where's that? Crap. Is this it? Yes, there we go. There we go. The why, Shay. See, on that wheel, this just kind of represents the concept. The why is different from every one of those perspectives. And if you think you are the character in the game and you're waking up and going, why? It's like, what was that person saying? Something like they got bit by a snake or something like that. So instead of seeking medical attention immediately for getting snake bit, they chased the snake and they kept asking the snake, why did you bite me? That is so, you're not the only one, by the way. Probably everybody in here, right? Is everybody else like, why? And again, let's look at perspective. What is the why in this perspective? What is the why from the circles perspective? What is the why from the uppy downy roller coaster perspective? What is the why from the angle that looks like 3 cursive E's? What is the why? And who asks why? So, what you know where this is going, Shay. From the God bubble perspective, that created all of this. From the God bubble, created a plasma field and applied feelings and emotions. That's a 3-dimensional version. Feelings and emotions, or the geeky, nerdy version is frequencies and vibrations. And then toroidal fields are created. Pure white light consciousness that comes out. And pure white light consciousness comes out with a feeling and an emotion, or frequency and vibration. And then creates let's say, a natural eyeball. And then we look into the matrix, and this is in the matrix. What I'm showing you right now is in the reality that I'm about to show you. This is how this game, when I was showing you, before with the sine waves and saying like, hey, this is a machine. It's turning. Go look at this video if it's still on TikTok. That would be cool. And see how this turns and how it functions. This is all of these places in the matrix that you can become aware of and go, this is where I am, and think we are the illusion. Way far away. There's no why in the God bubble because nothing's been created yet, right? Isn't that convenient? There's no why in the God bubble. You, from the God bubble position, you created all of the plasma, 1, 2, skip a few, 99, 100. And now you created avatars with question, avatars who ponder why you created. Whoa, different perspective. And the why goes away. That's the cool thing. Is you don't ever seek an answer and find it. Because you're only seeking clarity in your unclear state. In your unclear state that will never be clarity. Because you create your world. And then you create it to be unclear. So if we think we don't have clarity and we're going to seek it, we're going to go on a path. Think of a plasma pool. In a plasma pool, you're like, I'm going to go on a path. Wow, I'll show you path. Hold on. Hold on. This is what you're here for. How is this reality created? How is this reality created as we are waking up? We? Who's we? Says Kelly. I am the avatar today. See how quickly we think we're the avatar. Just after we were in the God bubble position, and now it's like, oh my gosh, I'm a little sore for working out yesterday. So in this waking up, what do? Do we push and pull? I mean, or am I talking about myself? Probably just talking about myself. Do we push and pull during this process? Because we find ourselves in programs, blocks. There's even cords there, you guys. And trauma. And that's what we go over in these workshops. You guys on thegodbubble.com, you can find them. In letting go of all of that so that you find yourself in these natural states of being healed. And once you're in a natural state, you don't have to work anymore. And when you don't work anymore, you're not pushing and pulling. See, that's one of the biggest scams is go to work, make money. You create your universe. And because of that, your universe doesn't exist without you. And without your perspective, it does not exist. So it's an illusion. You're going to get taken care of in life anyway. You've just been tricked into associating the universe taking care of you as going to work and getting a paycheck. Because that's the only way you know. So you limit yourself to the ways that the universe takes care of you. Because you think you are the avatar, having to get a job. So that's beautiful. So this reality that we find ourselves in, waking up to our superhero powers, this, when you put on, this is an AI picture, you guys, but when we put on a uniform and we identify, let's say there's a superhero character, why, if this superhero character in the front was enough, why would there be all the other superhero characters behind him? Because each of them brings a part of what we just looked at with the sine waves in the wheel that's separated into a little pie chart that we're not whole in this experience. So then this waking up, which is just pushing and pulling stuff. When we wake up and become a superhero, whatever that means to you, we limit ourselves from our consumption. Did we consume superhero movies? And I think they're cool, by the way, and I've watched them. Not all of them, but I've watched them. And every time I look at the superhero movie, there's suffering and separation and limitation. Control. So to me, that's not really waking up, is it? To me, it's oh my goodness. Everything's healing because I'm healing. Like what I'm looking at right now, which could be a push-pull version of what's happening. There's no healing in what I'm looking at. There's the idea of good and evil and opposition and fighting. Doesn't this look like there could be potential fighting going on in this idea? What about this one up here? Look at what's going on there. So you're gonna like, you will heal whether you like it or not. How do we approach what's going on right now? Oh, whatever's going on, the rescue ships are coming. My people are coming to rescue us. Where are they coming from? Just saying. No skin-funded question. Where are people coming from? What brings about healing in this? To be like, oh my gosh, look, I'm healed. Just, my version of this. You tell me what you think of this picture. To me, when I look at it, it's like, oh, I am healed. And all of these guys are watching me heal so that now they can do it. They saw me heal, so that they let go of a lot of stuff. They healed too. Healing. So this reality where we're finding we're in a character that is getting more awareness in the matrix. Top right, that's a pyramid with 4 sides. And in this pyramid, having beings there, pets, and all these dimensions, if you will, are just all these different separations of the pyramid. As you see all the different colors in the pyramid, and levels and layers. We have all these experiences, and we think we are this avatar. Because dark beings around them, or protective beings. Or animals can see them. Or Atlas. Your whole body is the universe. Atlas. Where does reality come from? Lots of places. Someone videotaped this. I've gone at night. I've seen something very bright in the sky. Do you guys know what it is? It takes all night to go across. I try to take a picture of it. The picture's kind of blurry. But picture shows it as being white. But when I look at it, it looks like there's red. But not. I'm not explain it. Anyway, like whatever bright it is, there's a red, like a laser beam or whatever coming out of it. I don't know how to explain it. I've got a video that if I show it to you, like one of them's like, I'm moving too much. And, when you zoom in that far, it doesn't take much to like wiggle the camera. So I don't know. In this reality, who creates it? Now, when I saw this reality being created, the third dimension that we found ourselves in, that's being created through what I would call the fourth dimensional computer. Like the fourth dimension to me looks like the whole shebang, the computer, everything that processes all of it, where you can store stuff and all, and AI runs it. It's got the software, like these are the rules and these are all the characters and all. And in the fourth dimension, it's like if you go to the fourth dimension with your awareness and everything, what you're doing is going inside the computer and playing with all the characters. I'm sorry, I'm not a technical person, so I'm probably saying all this incorrectly. But like the fourth dimension is the whole thing, the whole computer and all. So people will astral project, and that's where you go when you astral project, is the fourth dimension, which is the computer program that creates the three-dimensional reality that we're in. Did I say that properly? So when you astral project, don't let me keep you from it, but astral projection is only going to get you deeper into the matrix. Because the fourth dimension, what happens in the fourth dimension, and that's very interesting that this pyramid has 4 sides, right? Like, hello. All the pyramids around the world have 4 sides. Or most all of them. The ones I care about. Not that matters. But think about this. You've got pyramids everywhere that have 4 sides. So you've got 4 sides. So you create a square. And what is a square? When we have looked at the matrix, it creates a grid system, you guys. And you see it everywhere, this grid system of 4. You see it. Once you get past, like, there's no grid system. There's all natural experience. And then you've got the eyeball looking into the 4-sided pyramid. And the picture that you saw of reality going in 4 directions, that's what's happening. It's creating a false third dimension when we're looking into this. So you've got on the bottom a grid system that's created with awareness. We're going to skip all the layers for now of the pyramid. But you've got this white light grid system of awareness. So the grid system is like a potential grid, let's say. If you're like, hey, what's this? And so you bump into it. It's like, and so you put your, I'm aware of it. Now that I'm aware of it, there's a potential to be a square, style grid system. So if you build this out in the third dimension, we're looking at cubes, right? Looking at cubes. So inside of the matrix, inside of the pyramid, you've got, where is it? It's under, here it is. So it'll take me just a second to get to it. There it is. Okay, so this would be, where you see the squares, basically. This is a matrix grid system. And what you'll do is you will get in there and you'll start lighting it up. Once you light it up, it starts creating a reality. And since you're lighting up a grid that has 4 sides, you're creating a 3-dimensional reality with your awareness. I hope this makes sense. It's kind of what it looks like from the inside, looking out. So what I'm about to show you is what's created from this. Was created from this. So you've got that grid system. And what we do is we take a small segment of awareness, again, this idea of division, and a soul, or this awareness stick, spirit stick or awareness stick, is surrounded by a soul that has plasma feelings and emotions. Like, this plasma is pre-programmed to be sadness. This plasma glob is pre-programmed to be happiness. With this white light stick in the middle powering it. That's how this reality is created. That feels organic, but it's not. And then we move on over to the right, where you've got from above a star, a toroidal field from above, and where pure white light consciousness is coming out. You've got a filter on it, and you've got a projection of an avatar. That's your viewing from the start position. You're viewing the avatar like, hey, I'm playing this video game. And then you start to get into the video game, and then you put that toroidal field that's creating this reality, like in what everybody's calling a third eye. So instead of going, oh, let me let go of that so it'll go back up there, they're like, oh, let's decalcify our third eye. No, like this calcification of your third eye is just a 3-dimensional projection of, I think I'm this avatar. And I forgot I was playing a video game down below. You guys, good news day. This is fucking good news day. All day long. Good morning, Ken. Good morning, everybody. Come on in. Come on in. Get something warm to drink. Snuggle up. You know, does anybody use an electric blanket these days? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I find heat rises, so I put my heating blanket below me, and I'm a lot warmer than above. I know, right? Okay, you guys. Now, when I see in the Matrix, when we are creating this reality, wherever your focus is, it's being shot in 4 directions. It's being shot in 4 directions. So from the 4th dimension, the 3rd dimension is created. And it's a game we're playing. We're just caught up in the game thinking that we are the character or characters in the game. So when we look again, the concept to the top right of the God bubble, a pyramid, you're looking into the pyramid. Which is represented on the bottom left. So when you as a natural eyeball that's having an experience of everything looks into the pyramid on the bottom left, this is what it looks like. Did I say? I think I said that right this time. Good grief, this is so hard to say. Now, the center part I couldn't get right. So what the center looks like, it looks kind of like nothing. And this kept putting a sphere and stuff that the AI, I didn't know how to fix it. So everything else looks pretty accurate, except for the center part is not solid. It just looks like this energy distortion that like a reality generator that's just spitting reality out in 4 directions. And it's clear. So it's almost like it's the sphere that has 4 indentions in it, if you will, and each indention is spitting this out. And I could not word that correctly for AI to make it look. So that's the only exception to all these pictures that I'm showing you guys. But other than that, they're really accurate as to how this reality is created. Just the center part, it's me, you guys. It's just me in my description. I didn't know how to. Ugh. See, AI didn't even understand me. So you've got a projection of 4 directions. See, when you let go of the 3rd dimension, like stuff like this starts happening. It's like, oh, I'm bouncing from this to that, the other. It's like, no, it's just how it works. During the unaliving process. Bouncing from reality to reality. What do we call these timelines? I don't know. What is it? But I see what is being created as the natural eyeball when you look into that pyramid concept on the top right of the screen. Pretending that the white circle is the eye, looking into it. The first thing that you look into is it looks like black light with all the colors in it. And I guess it's the software, if you will, that runs the whole matrix. So from that position, this is how the information is shot through. Now think of this. If you've got a pyramid with 4 sides, and the 4 sides are triangles, and each of these is like a movie screen, let's say. There's 4 movie screens being displayed and projected. So there's a division of 4, which creates 3. You have to have 4 different layers to create. So this is again, without the center, with the center looking a little different, is how this reality is created that you find yourself in right now. It's divided into 4. And this thing in the sky that again, it's my cell phone, trying to take a picture of this light in the sky in the middle of the night that just goes all the way across the sky. I saw it this morning. And again, I'm taking video and pictures of it. It seems to be like, either diamond or it's just a square that's turned, pointing up and down. Is what it looks like. It's shaped like that. And all of these eyes in the skies and everything, those are reality generators. There's reality generators all over the place. So you feel like you're all everywhere. So it's not just, what is natural in the matrix. There's influence. Everywhere you turn, there's influence. Influencing this. So we got like north, south, east, and west, and we'll let all of them join. Okay, we're still stuck in the matrix. The Garden of Eden, you've got north, south, east, west. Everywhere you look on planet Earth, you've got a division of 4. 4 corners, 4 quadrants. Now, when you start to see a honeycomb, following the same rules, honeycomb is 6-sided. So if something is 6-sided, you guys, it creates, or if it's a division of 6 or 6-sided, creates the 5th dimension. The 5th dimension. Now, you guys, where's this picture? Hold on, let me think where this picture would be. I'm so sorry. It's going to take me a minute to hunt this picture down, but it's important. It's important I show you this picture. Okay, it's not this. Thank you for your patience while I found this picture. Here it is. Okay, I found it. Okay, now when we were talking about division of 4, and remember when we had the crystalline sun, I've kept this up this whole time for a reason, and I keep showing it to you over and over and over, you guys. When I took a picture of the crystalline sun, I've got a picture and a short video of it that I can put out if you guys want to do your own testing and screwing around with the filter or the settings or whatever it is where you bring contrast and stuff out of the picture. Like I put these on, I think it's Instagram and Facebook. Go look for them. You should have it on there and you could do the same tests I did. So here was when they were like, it's a crystalline sun. It's here to change us. It's here to alter us. Or guide us or fix us or save us, whatever. Now check that out. What's going on in the center? In roughly ish 4 sides. Are we dealing with like a bunch of 4-sided things? Crystalline structures. I've got 4 pictures where I was, altering it with a filter and everything. And as I altered it, I would, take a picture of it so that I could see the different layers. And I'll go back and forth if you need me to. So you can see that we've got 4 sides and then it's turned and 4 sides. Does that help you see it a little bit better when I do that? So what's happening here? This is a reality generator. This is a reality generator. A reality generator. And a lot of people are seeing codes and symbols, almost like alien like symbols, instead of just, like the alphabet, numbers, letters, you know, alien type symbols as well. That's encoding this reality. And we've looked at how is this reality generated, and we're looking at the concept of the pyramid all over the place. Is the pyramid up? Is the pyramid down? And then we're applying, let's say, superstition or something to it, when it's just code for creating reality, where we find ourselves inside of a game going, how do a character in the game, you're playing a video game and there's a character in it. You think you are the character in the game trying to escape a game, but the character is only created inside of the game, so the character can never get out of the game. Do you see why trying to get out of the matrix is never going to work? Because these bodies are only created by the matrix. When you let go, you have the experience of all of the avatars and everything. I hope this is helpful. So our reality is generated when we think we are these bodies, we're in the matrix, and it's being created, divided into four. So if you think of what's being created in these realities, it's showing as a film on the screen of the pyramid. And the pyramid has four sides that are triangles, and let's call those the third dimension. But are we in the third dimension? If it's something that's being projected on something with three sides, are we really in the third dimension, or is it an illusion of being in the third dimension when we're really in the second dimension? We're in dimension number 2. Wow. Nonetheless, it doesn't matter. You can let go of all of it and find yourself back in the natural eyeball, if you will, having all the experiences. You can find yourself in the plasma field. That's a beautiful place. Not if you're not healed, when you can manifest instantly. The plasma state, which is what's going on right now, you guys, where we find ourselves in plasma, and in plasma, we can be in the center of a toroidal field, in a portal, of plasma. And then you activate the plasma and the potential to be anything and everything in all of creation. All plasma is like that. And what you choose to create depends on the frequency and vibration or feelings and emotions. Bonus. Even in here, everything is created. Everything is created with your feelings and emotions, even whether it's natural or in the matrix. It's all about your feelings and emotions at the end of the day. Maybe that thing you're trying to avoid. Right? This one, to me, resembles a little bit more of what it looks like reality is created. There's 4. So when it's first created, it comes out from the center, and then it's very, very clear, like it's in focus. And then it starts to distort and continue around. So think of it as a toroidal field that's divided into 4 sections, which kind of sounds like the center of our world. That isn't it divided by 4? So you call the North Pole. That place where the center where life begins. Is it that waters pour from it in the 4 directions? So you got north, south, east, west, which is divided in this place. So this entire existence, you guys, that we're in right now, the center of it is divided into 4. So what does that tell you? That we're in the matrix and everything is created in 4 sections, go in 4 directions, 4 realities, 4 concepts. The Garden of Eden, they say, is just the East Garden. Hey, Claire. Oh, this is perfect, you guys. And Claire, please don't think I'm picking on you, by the way, because these are some wonderful gems and nuggets that I hope will be helpful to people. Hi. Yes, if this is a holographic projection, who is projecting it? You are. And what is behind it? You are. And all of this seems to be a geometrical soul and body trap where you're trapping yourself. Yes. And you find yourself in need. Well, hold on. Let me put the banner up. It's helpful. Hey, you're not the only one. We all do this shit. There we go. Let's see. There we go. So, need to break free. So then need being the lowest emotion and creating everything from the place of need, that it makes sense, the perspective, where you look. Need to break free from what? Ourselves. Because, you're God, you created all this. So this is just these feelings and emotions being created in this space. This is the good news. That's why it's good news day. From this geometric matrix, and this thing that you created as God, this matrix that you created as God. No, I understand this feeling. When the days that I think I am the avatar, this is how I feel that way, Claire. I do. That includes the solar system, soul binding. Yeah, everything seems to be entrapment and stuff, and I feel like I'm in that emotion right now as well, Claire. Not that you asked, but I'm feeling what you're feeling. I am feeling that. Looking at all of this from the perspective of I don't feel free. That's my version of it. Maybe not yours. Maybe I misunderstood. But that's a not being free feeling. I'm feeling. How do archons? Con is a confidence artist. Oh, construct. Let's see. Oh my gosh, wait, hold on, I keep skipping. I can start false energy and too much energy. Yeah. So okay, after I hope that makes sense, Claire. Yeah, you're not the only one that from our perspective, and it's like, oh my gosh, I'm in this feeling and emotion, and I'm looking for this perspective, and I'm trapped. There's these things bigger than myself, bigger than me, and so Claire, by the way, I'm not saying Claire does this. But then we go into, well, let me get into that higher self and kick some ass. And then you get into the higher self and you're like, oh shit, I have a boss. Fuck. Damn it, fuck. There's someone bigger than me. Damn it. Oh no, there's an owner of the company. So, and so Claire, when you, no matter what level, if you find yourself feeling shit on, and even if you're in the bigger, again, I'll pick on the higher self. I'm in the bigger, higher self. Fuck you. Nah. Oh no, someone said fuck you to me from above. Oh dear. That will take place no matter how high up you get in all of this. Because you create your reality no matter where you look, they're going to be trying to get you bound up and all. And it's just because you're so like fuck, I see all this shit going on with you. You got so much like a high IQ, and I bet your pattern recognition skills are just fucking ridiculous. And you're looking into this world with this high intelligence and and then these feelings and emotions, and seeing it from that perspective, man, you can burn yourself out. I'm sorry that your energy just kind of flashed all the green overthinking, because you've got the capacity to overthink. Like holy shit. with time. And you guys, most people that don't stay here very long are not really intelligent. But you guys that stick around tend to be some of the most highly intelligent people on this planet, and therefore, you can trap yourself better than anybody on this planet. Like dumb people can't trap you, but man, if you make the trap for yourself, you're not fucking getting out of that one, right? Holy crap. Poor Claire. I hope you don't feel picked on, Claire. Like, we all do this shit. Like, oh my gosh. And thank you for the reminder that we do get caught up in the details of all these TikTok stories and all that. I'm not saying they're not true. But if you're the creator of your reality and, you're consuming a lot of, oh no, the Draconians. And no, I think the Pleiadians are not quite as nice as they're saying they are. Ugh. So, and oh no, I'm being abducted at night. It's not that you're making stuff up or it's not real. Everything that you create is real. Well, I mean, it's a simulation. But we'll call it whatever. So you create these realities. So wherever you're based in happiness, and then here come the Draconians. It's like, hey, bud, hey, we're having a block party. Really? Cool. Hey, can you bring a casserole? Sure. You want some chips and dip? Oh, yeah. And so if there's, happiness and peace and everything, there will be peace with the Draconians. Like, they'll be the best neighbors on the block and shit. Does that make sense? So wherever we create aliens, let's say, oh, they're abducting me. Well, we feel like we're imprisoned in the first place, and things are being done to us against our will. And then I watch that sci-fi marathon. So again, I'm not saying you're making stuff up. You are creating a reality, but you're creating a reality based off the same emotions. So of course it's going to be shit. Of course the Draconians are going to be like, oh, you motherfucker. I'm going to get you. Oh, I told you. I knew it. The Draconians. Fuck the Draconians. Sorry, Claire. I hope that's helpful. Let's see. Oh, I can. Can you move forward, back, left, and right, up and down? Like a cube world. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Only a lot of us that, if we're dealing in a sphere, if it's like, oh, I understand we're coming from a spherical form, either have the box, either the sphere is inside of the box and it only touches the box on one little place on each side. And that's not a lot of contact with it to know what it is, what's going on. No flat surfaces. Or they go outside and have the box on the inside of the sphere and never know that there's a sphere in the first place. So they just see the flat walls. What, puppy? Oh my God. What are you whining about? You want some pumpkin seeds? Do you? Oh, let's give you some pumpkin seeds. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh, you little whiner. You are just so love me. I spoil you rotten. There. Oh, you're really good. Oh. Those are good, puppy. I hope that's helpful. I'm sorry, pumpkin seeds. They're so good. Yeah, like a cube world. Let's see, right. Let's see, in the astral. Oh, wait, where'd your comment go? Oh, there it is. In the astral and the void and the underworld all seem to be energetic soul traps. Well, when I look at what you're talking about, like the astral plane is in the matrix. Yeah, the void is more like a black hole. So the void are like all the choices that you've made. So when you're looking into the void, black hole where all the choices you've made have all come together. where are feelings and emotions? Where are we healed? So if we find ourselves in judgment, criticism, that's how we look at it. Guilt and blame and fault and shame. That's how we look at it. And so we'll see it as a soul trap. The soul is just a piece of technology. So what can we do? Let go. The doing is what keeps you trapped there. And that's our frustration when you're so highly intelligent, you try to do everything. And since you are intelligent, there's a lot to do. If you know what I mean? Before you get to highly intelligent people go through a lot before they get to the end of their rope. So by that time, you are fucking exhausted, more exhausted than someone who's not real smart. You're exhausted. I don't know if this or am I just talking about myself again? You guys, I think you can relate to this. It's like I've exhausted every avenue, and because I'm highly intelligent, there were lots of streets to drive down. So I'm asking, how can we move past this? You don't, because you're creating it. You can't move past yourself. You can't move past your creation. Even on a local level, creating this avatar, you're creating it through your feelings and your emotions. That's a good news, Claire. I mean, that's a good, if you don't know what to do about it, it's okay. It's just, if you're finally like, oh, that's why it's like opposite day. Every day's opposite day. That's why it's not working. I'm pushing and pulling. It's resisting. When I let go, like that Chinese finger pull thing. Like I'd seen that probably 20 years. I'd seen it done to other people in videos and all stuff for 20 years. And so, when I encounter one, oh, I'm so smart. I'll show them. And I got an actual real life encounter where someone actually had one. They're like, yeah, put it on. And I'm like, no, I'll get out of that. I put it on and I panic. Like the world disappeared. I fucking panicked and pulled harder and harder. And I'm like, I'm going to die. I'm going to go through life with a thing on my fingers forever. Oh my God. And I panicked like a fucking wild animal and pulled and pulled and pulled. My heart was about to beat out of my chest. Holy fuck. Oh my God. And the more panicked I was, the harder I pulled. And the more caught I was. Where the person was laughing and I was mad. Because I always thought I was so cool. And then I wasn't. And then they helped me. They're like, relax. And so I did relax. And it's like, well, it's still pulling. He's like, no, you're still pulling. Like, no, I relaxed. No, you're not. And then they took my hands, kind of like pushed them together a little more. And it was like, oh. And then it just came loose. You guys, I was like, my life flashed in front of my eyes when that happened. So Claire, I prepared for 20 fucking years for that. And like deer in the headlights. So if I prepared for 20 years for that moment, fucked it up by pulling. It's reasonable to think that we're going to be pushing and pulling. I hope you're laughing, Claire. I hope you're laughing. Oh, let's see. So what can we do? Asking how we can soul retrieval. Yep. Fuck that shit. I mean, like, how do I retrieve my soul? It's like this character in the Matrix and this piece of technology. Like, who have you been listening to? Holy shit. Sounds like you've been listening to a lot of Matrixy people. See, when you're trying to find the solution in the Matrix, you'll never get out of the Matrix. Does that make sense? Like, this character that you're playing in the Matrix doesn't make it out. Will never escape. All you can do is let go of the character and see that it's just a game. Yeah, I gave her pumpkin seeds. You seem to be more calm. Yes, you like those pumpkin seeds. Oh, good girl. I gave her turkey broth this morning. And did I give you turkey broth? Oh, I'm not even focused on aliens. Trying to figure out how to access my own life. Fuck it. Claire, are you listening? You seem to be in panic mode. Like, put down the Chinese finger pull, Claire. Put down the Chinese finger pull. You're panicking. And you're just like grasping at what sounds like mostly bullshit and other people's like limitations and shit. Like, are you in consumption mode? Are you like over consuming like draconian shit and all, like Galactic Federation line stuff? Like, because this will happen. This will happen in panic mode. You don't access your own light. It's pure consciousness. You don't access it. It just is. What you're trying to access is the white light in the matrix, which you can push and pull and then just completely wear you out. Girl, you're gonna circle so hard. When you crash, it's gonna be a really long nap. Chocolate might be involved, and it's okay. It's okay, Claire, if this ends in chocolate. I'm not one to judge. I'm not one to judge on that. Smothered pumpkin is delicious, yes. With my own temples. Your words. English. You're identifying with the illusion. I know, right? I know. This is so normal, though, to be spinning out right now and thinking that you're real. But at the same time, there's so much going on. Someone described it as, I woke up as if I was waking back up into this dimension. Like I was in another dimension waking up to this one. It's like, why do other people have the best descriptions of things and mine suck? Like me trying to describe, Gen X doesn't understand feelings. Oh, never mind. So you get to see me like an infant in the emotion process. I'm like an infant, and it's like words for this thing in my my chest. What does it feel like? I don't know. It tickles. Well, that might be happiness. We'll run with that for now. I had one friend that's crashing out. That's kind of a similar crashing out, I guess, that I'm going through. Realizing that what we've been calling happiness the whole time hasn't been happiness, but relief from suffering. So when you find yourself in the healing process and healing, and you're like, wait a minute, there's nothing to be happy about. See, it's going outside of ourselves, right? Nothing to be happy about. I don't feel happy anymore. And then you look at, well, when was I happy? Well, I was out dancing. And so, well, why was I dancing? Well, because my life sucked. And I was out dancing to just, get out my frustrations and everything. And then I felt so good because I had such a relief from the suffering and the stress. So I'd seen how that what I labeled as happiness in the past was just a string of relief from suffering. So this is an adjustment in what is happiness? And is there any true happiness outside of this reality that's being generated? And so if we generate in the place of happiness, even though it's preferred, I like it, we're still creating reality. So once we stop creating it in the emotions and feelings and frequency and vibration, once that stops, we find ourselves in the plasma field. And someone who is completely healed can be free of the vibration, not a peace. Peace is a vibration. It is a frequency and the vibration that creates reality. Peace does. You create reality in peace, and it's great, but you keep creating reality. What I'm proposing is in letting go of everything and healing to the place of not being in that vibrational state. In that vibrational state, not even of awareness, that's in the matrix. That state of being conscious. Pure consciousness has no vibration to it. That's pure being, is consciousness. So once we say conscious of, then we've put out a vibration and created something to be conscious of, and we put out a feeling and an emotion. Does that make sense, you guys? I mean, be where you want to be, none of my business. But this is not about pushing and pulling ultimately to get somewhere. This is letting go and allowing and finding yourself in that place before anything existed. That's not even the God bubble. It's just a bubble of consciousness, which comes out of a toroidal field. It comes out of the plasma field. You guys, isn't that so fucking cool? So, Claire, I don't know if this is helpful or not, but when you say, I need to be off this board game, if you look at the bottom of the screen, I need the lowest of the emotions. So, in other words, understanding that emotions and feelings create this reality, what can we surmise from the statement of I need to be off this board game is that we'll never get off. Does that make sense, Claire? How this is just running in circles until you burn yourself out. Scary to let go of the rope, though. Even I want a higher level. I'm still wanting. What's on a higher level than need? See, someone in need, someone who is drowning is in need of a lifeguard, let's say. Does someone that's drowning just want a lifeguard? I think it's more like need, right? I mean, if you want to be saved. I need a lifeguard. So here comes a lifeguard. And we're clawing at the lifeguard, and we're bringing the lifeguard down under the water, like asking me multiple questions from an avatar perspective instead of looking at the God bubble perspective. Does that make sense, Claire? Like where my place in this would be is, I see that you've had 3 arguing with yourself through Kelly. Tried to argue with yourself through me. Objections, I call them. When someone objects 3 times to going to the God bubble position, then they're not ready for the healing. Does that make sense? They find themselves in need and drowning the person that's coming to help them. I hope that makes sense. So when we see ourselves in this place, in need, and we take a step back, that it's not the details in front of me, because we get caught up in the details. I do, Claire. I do this all the damn time. You're not the only one. Well, I mean, I will just flippantly say, Claire, I need to go to the grocery store. Why? Because I let the groceries run low. And I had that feeling of need. Instead of looking at, abundance and prosperity, like I have an abundance of celery in my refrigerator. I'm looking from the perspective of that. So did ayahuasca, and it felt soul as a particle several times, but all I saw was projection. It seems to be another game. Yeah. Ayahuasca, Claire, when I remote view, and come to your own conclusions. But the ayahuasca thing is getting stuck in the 4th dimension in the Matrix. Oh my God, puppy. So the 4th dimension is just a video game. The ayahuasca, I'm not saying it's, I did it. It changed my life. I don't ever do it again, because I saw I got trapped in the 4th dimension, but I really got to understand the 4th dimension. And the 4th dimension, again, as we talked about a while ago, is this game or this computer with a software program where you can play the game there. So if you will, a monitor, and you can play the game. You can, with your awareness, go to that place. And you think it's, outside of the Matrix. It's not. It's in like about 4 layers and levels, and you play the game and go up and down the levels and layers and interact with other characters. You can have characters that are non-player characters. Tons of characters that are there. None of them are real. They're just all non-player characters. But then you can meet up with other people that are gaming in the 4th dimension. The other ones that are astral projecting and gaming. It's just the gaming world of the spiritual gaming world, if you will, has the gurus say, not that they're perfect or, have any weight, but the gurus say the astral realm is of no intrinsic value. In other words, you're not going to grow and develop as a soul or spirit or in any level or layer in the astral realm. I hope that makes sense. So yeah, the ayahuasca to me, it helped me to let go of the third dimension so much that I saw the creation, that what created the third dimension. So everything you saw in there was what created the third dimension. Creates the third dimension. You'll see fractals, you'll see honeycomb, you'll see non-player characters of all right. Like it'll remind you of Star Trek or Men in Black, where you've got all these different kinds of aliens and all of that. And bugs that talk in either speak English, like ladybugs that walk on their hind legs and have clipboards, and then there's these surrogate, like these plants that have like indentions in them, and the parents are not really the parents of the larva for the bugs, but they'll go and put the larva in the indentions in these little, and they have these domes, these clear domes over them that go over these little pods, and then the parents will be there with these larvae to help raise them, but they're not their actual parents. They're just going to parent the larva, and this ladybug goes around with a fucking clipboard, and taking note of everything and managing everything in its place. And I talked to her and asked her questions and everything. And after a while, her answers were kind of odd and everything, as if you're talking to AI and AI is glitching where it doesn't understand sarcasm or it's something like that. I'm not saying that's what happened, but it's how it will flub up like that. And you'll be like, wait, you're not even real, are you? So you start asking questions and you get odd answers. And it's like, I'm talking to AI. Well, once you interact with these characters enough, you realize they're non-player characters. So anyway, that's the astral realm, Claire, and that's with ayahuasca. What I see, you get trapped in. Well, I guess your perspective, right? If we're trapped in it for a while. I was like 14 hours, so I got to do all kinds of experiments. Like they had crystals and stuff, and I was waving the crystals around and interacting, and so I got to see that I was in a dimension that was AI. So AI is basically creating this reality that we're in right now. This reality, Claire, that we're all stressed out in, right? Is anybody else relating to this but Claire? I mean, I don't want to just pick on Claire, but Claire, we could be twins some days, And all of this getting like, oh no, when the Draconians get here, it's like, no, they're already here. They are they my neighbors? Oh my gosh. See again, if you are in the place of self-sabotage and self-harming and stuff, then your neighbors are going to harm you or a potential of harm. But if you're like, hey, I'm taking care of myself, here come all your neighbors to take care of you. I'm going to do a refill on my drink, you guys. That's why it sounds like I might be a little more distant from the microphone, but I'm still talking. To refill my drink. So the reality that's being generated here from your perspective, and Claire, I'm so sorry I did not get to the good news yet. It's almost like the sabotage. Is that how you feel sabotaged in this discussion, Claire? Oh my God. We got to get my drink and get over there. And let's look at this from the God bubble perspective. Because all I've shown you today, and it probably, Claire, did that trigger you? Like seeing the stuff and going, well, damn it, fuck. There's another fucking prison I'm in the middle of. Here I am putting myself or thinking look at this perspective. It's almost like you're in the center of the pyramid looking up from this perspective. But you're not in the pyramid. You're not in the pyramid. Isn't that cool? Machine elves. Clear. Missing on bubble section of explain. Not yet. No. This is when I was doing it at the beginning, Claire, and I don't want to scare you or anything, but it might be more clear if you start from the beginning. Because when I did this, I did the map from like the God bubble, once you skip a few, and now we're looking at reality being created right here. So this is not like the God bubble in the center or anything like that. Sound vibration game like a moving circus. Yeah, pretty much, Claire. That's kind of what that's a good description. Let's see. Oh, there we go. So again, the center is not quite right, but this does represent the separation. of it. It just feels like there's this invisible, and it kept making it visible, or just a light. I couldn't get AI to do this. I mean, it's me and my description, but I failed you guys on the center part. So what it looks like is like a clear, like almost invisible, or like glass, not you know how you can see with glass, like there's something there, but you see through it. That's kind of what it looks like. It looks like just this opening into the reality or something. And it's divided into 4 sections from the center. And from that, it's almost like a half a circle. Like you take 4 half circles and you create like an X turned, like up and down, like a T, only all the legs are the same size. Not the bottom one is not longer. And reality is being shot out in 4 directions. So think of the perspective from looking at these pictures. Where are we seeing these pictures? From the perspective of the 3rd dimension, looking at the top of the pyramid, if you will. So you have the pyramid on the top right. Think of yourself being in the middle of that, looking at the point of the pyramid, where the eyeball is. So when you look up at the point of the pyramid where the eyeball is, and you're looking into that, what you're looking into is your own natural eye. Does that make sense? Depending on where you are, you're seeing all this reality being created on the 4 screens of the pyramid that you're in the middle of. So there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on to you inside of here. So when you look into the middle, it's like, is the middle God? Oh, and then we've got the eyeball at the top of the pyramid. That's represented everywhere. The eye at the top of the pyramid. The eye at the top of the pyramid. You guys, look on the bottom left. The eye at the top of the pyramid, the all-seeing eye. You're looking at yourself playing a game in the Matrix. That's what the all-seeing eye is. And we're like, oh, it's this organization, which those details are there. You got all these details. But the details are based off of, I feel trapped. I feel like I've been captured. So there's your all-seeing eye on top of the pyramid. It's you, the natural eye, top right. The natural eye, you shooting that white light consciousness into this AI pyramid and creating realities in that and getting caught up so much in the game. You think you're the characters in the game, in that pyramid. So much so we don't let go of it. Once you let go of it, you find yourself back in the natural eyeball, playing your natural eyeball games. See, this is what we were doing naturally before the pyramid came along. We're doing shit like this. We were doing a whole lot before AI came along. Before we looked into a pyramid. So now that we are in a pyramid, as above, so below. In the pyramid, in the Matrix, you have things like this. As above, so below, we're dealing with the same concept. And reality generators, which are done in rings. So we've got, here we go. So we've got a sphere. This is a toroidal field. White light consciousness is shooting out of the toroidal field. We've got a sphere. And so now in the Matrix, this is how you mimic a sphere. Is you take these different wheels, if you will, and they turn in all these different directions. They're not always on one plane. Did I get rid of all those? Oh, God, I don't know where the pictures are. I'm sorry, you guys. But you remember the ones with the rings that are moving in all different directions. And there was, oh, here it is. So you can see how these can be spinning in different, and making different spheres. Like the one that's the smallest and closest to it can be spinning in any direction from the center. and never touch any of the other rings. Never touch the center. Now, when I see this, and I'm going to oversimplify, let's just pretend like the first ring creates the first dimension. Second ring creates the second dimension, and so on. Let's pretend like that's how it works. Because each ring creates something different. Depending on how each ring is spinning, at what vibration, how, what direction, how it's turning, and so forth. Depending on all of that, it's creating a certain reality for the eye in the center, the observer. The eye in the center is creating this reality. Don't get caught up in that reality, because then it will be creating you. See how these can create distortions? How you just spin these rings in the right way and it looks different. Be not afraid. And then it turns into all these different looking characters. Or it's human like don't be afraid, and turns into this, let's say. Because something like, hold on, trying to be dramatic, but I'm not. Something like this, when you look at it, because it's got all those rings that can spin and create a reality and hide itself in that reality, then it might look like this. Again, that's just the only example on the page. Not that that matters. Now, think about it. These reality generators, as these eyes are spinning, these rings of eyes are spinning, think of all that they are seeing. And all of those realities from every angle and perspective, doesn't that sound familiar? You as God created a plasma field, applied feelings and emotions, and created reality in a toroidal field. That basically, from the God bubble position, you're experiencing everything all at one time in your reality. See how as above, so below? This is a mechanical or an AI copy of that. An AI copy of having a reality that's being generated and looking at it from every possible angle, but it's done in an AI kind of way. Does that make more sense? I hope it does, you guys. I hope it does. Let's see, this photo looks like inclusion is trapped in a diamond, frozen reality. Yeah, these are like AI stuff that I did clear. All these pictures, I did it on Canva. They did not pay me to say that. I pay a shit ton of money to them for this privilege of getting to use AI. But I do use Canva. And I don't make any money off of that. I'm telling you that. So, what do you guys think? What do you guys think? Is it good? Does it feel helpful? Because I don't want this to be fear mongering. You get a scary place going, oh my gosh, I'm trapped in the Matrix. This is being created on 4 triangles, the sides of the pyramid. There's 4 sides to a 4-sided pyramid. The base is a square. Now, what happens if you take the sides of the pyramid and you keep them hinged at the base and you open it up like a box? It goes in 4 directions. So from a square, you create the third dimensions, the 3 dimensions in 4 directions. The third. I said that so badly. Ugh. The pyramid is like a 3-dimensional thing. You've got something that's flat. When you flatten a pyramid out, you've got your base, the square, and then 4 triangles like pointing in 4 different directions from the center. Now you got north, south, east, west kind of concepts. Again, from the center of, when you get into the nos confunden type situations here, I don't have them readily available to show you. Crap, you guys. Where's that freaking map? Oh, where'd you go? Where'd you go? Oh my god. Oh, here you are. I took a few pictures. There we go. So when you look at our reality in the center, it's divided into 4. Again, if some people call them, the 4 gardens. You've got the East Garden, North, South, East, and West gardens of creation. Like creation was created there, kind of whatever. But this reality that we find ourselves on, we're not even these characters, and none of this stuff is real. And if this reality again is a big giant fucking eyeball, are they just trying to very desperately for us not to know that we're on an eyeball? We think we're a character on an eyeball, on the iris of an eyeball. You guys, with the dome over us, what is the dome? What is the dome? Hold on now. I've got pictures. I propose. So if we are, stop. Oh my gosh. What if we're a creature? What if we're one eyeball in a big angel of eyeballs? So if we feel like we're having experience right here on the iris, it's not like air before you get to the dome, the firmament. Right? What's that filled with? It's filled with fluid. What if that was plasma? What if that was the plasma disc right there? That plasma disc. Are we in a natural eyeball? And the eyeball has a contact lens around it, figuratively speaking. Look at all the things you can do with this to create all these realities. Now check this out. I'm going to go back to the beginning. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Now what does this look like? Reality generators. Now, this is a globe map on the bottom right and a flat earth map top left. Not saying it's accurate, just saying that's where this information came from. So when you look at like ley lines and all of that, on a flat earth map, it looks like a toroidal field that is continually coming up from the center and going out in bubble rings or in these rings. And the bottom right, the concept of the globe Earth, just showing you that concept traps you in it. See how that's a caged system that does not flow, is stationary. And see how it's ever flowing on the top left. Again, it's manufactured and everything, but it's flowing with the toroidal field. The one on the bottom right is you trapped. And think in an ever-moving toroidal field, once you stop the movement of it, you can't sustain this very long. It's going to feel like hell. It's just ripping apart. Because you can hold it in place for a long time. Now, here is a good example of this grid system that I was telling you about in the Matrix that's created. And as you can see, there are some parts of this that look just all blue in their example. Meaning, what is that, dark matter? Say 95% of everything is dark matter. Well, to me, that looks like a plasma field and the potential to be. In that plasma field, you can do anything. But it looks like there's a suggestion of follow this grid system and everything in it. And it's like, look over here, we're having a party. So we go over here and we have a party that has a lot of attention and that grows. While on, over to its left, there's not a lot of awareness over there to the left. So what does that tell you? The stuff over there to the left, let's pretend it's awesome stuff or whatever. Let's pretend that stuff on the right is like, oh no, I'm so scared. Why is this stuff always happening? You keep having a party every night, it looks like. Disturbing your neighbors with like loud music and everything. And over here to the left, it's like, I'm just not gonna put any energy to that. I'm not gonna focus on that. Because if I go over here to the left and start fighting, it's gonna light up. And I'm gonna get stuck there. I'm gonna start creating this reality I don't want. But over here, let's pretend like on the right, something we do want. It's something that's cool and awesome, or we think it is. It's like, see the stuff to the left where they were trying to scare us and all that. See how now it's just blue? Nobody cares anymore. And we're just over here having our peace party, our peace and healing and healthy party, and prosperity and abundance party, and success and wealth party, happiness party, joy party over here. So we're not fighting that over there, telling them, I'm not afraid of you, which is still giving it attention, right? You just leave it alone. This shows you how things work. You leave it alone. You don't put your awareness over there. It doesn't develop. This is in the matrix, but it still works the same. Feelings and emotions drive the experience. Even though it's a matrix experience, still driven by feelings and emotions. That's good news. Good news. Excuse me. How does the halls of amenity, which doesn't even exist, and just a projection of a feeling and emotion, Akashic records, which is just whatever choices you made on the eyeball, goes around to the black hole and is recycled in the reverse butthole of the toroidal field, and all. So what you might be calling that. And the Gnostic play. See, if I have to look up these words, Claire, you're not in the God bubble position. You got, like, for the God bubble, usually speak in like third grade language. But if you're like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, we stuck in the matrix. So let's look, Claire. Let's take a back up. Let's get the God bubble perspective. And then let's see what happens in the God bubble perspective. And then from this perspective, when you look at the picture, you say inclusion's trapped in a diamond. What if you're just having an experience in there and enjoying it, and you're from the perspective where you're not trapped? When I look at things, no matter how awesome it is, if I'm trapped, I'm not going to enjoy it. But if it's like, hey, I chose to be here. Looking at the same thing, quite a different experience. Hi, Clark. So is this helpful, you guys, this information? I truly hope it is. I truly hope it is. So here we've got, we'll see this a lot where you will see rings. And I don't know if this is how this one's divided up, because I wasn't prepared for this at all. But you guys, when you look at, the center of our reality or whatever, that's in a division of 4, then you know that this eyeball, this existence was created in the matrix. It's not even real. It's not even going to last. It's so temporary. So temporary. And in this, if the system, the matrix, can get you to create another reality while this one is being reset, and get you to come, it's a reincarnation suffering trap. It's to just do this over and over and suffer in the same feelings and emotions and loop around in the same feelings and emotions. So the cool thing about being in plasma is you don't have to go through years and years and years of therapy, which do it if you want, none of my business. But once you let go and you allow, that feeling starts creating your reality instantly because you're in plasma. Because you're in plasma. If you take the Matrix default, you're playing Matrix. Look at me, I'm playing Matrix. This is how your reality is generated, and you're in a prism trying to figure out how to get out. I was like, oh, look over here, this is different. Well, they're still the Matrix. A division of 4 creates 3. So this is what's creating your 3-dimensional experience in the matrix. It looks like that. So if you start to look up at something that you might think it's God or a source or or whatever. It's a central point for generating reality. It's going in 4 directions. That's the astral plane, creating the reality that you're in from a center point. The point of the pyramid is in the center. Think of the base of the pyramid also as a screen. So no matter where you go, there's no way that you can see a way out. So the more you try to push and pull, the more trapped in it you are. When you let go of the concept of, hey, wait a minute, I feel like I'm trapped in this pyramid. What if, even if it's not true, I thought, what if I'm doing this voluntarily and I can just get out or stop anytime I can stop anytime I want? What if that were true? Let me just let go of this and see where I find myself. Oh, I let go, and let's pretend like you just go up a level, let's say. Oh my gosh, I find myself in the eyeball that's having all the experiences at one time. And I'm not fixated on one. Because I stopped looking in the matrix. I stopped looking in the pyramid. And that's all it takes. It's not fighting all these battles down here. Because these are just plot lines in the video game. I mean, it's good news, you guys. I want this to be good news day. This one, of all the AI generated stuff, this one looks more realistic. Except the realities, if you put the actual scenes, like the people and the scenes and everything, they would be more in the dark places closer to the middle, coming out there instead of extended. But again, AI did a pretty good job of showing a reality going out in 4 different directions. So when it's going out in 4 different directions, you feel like you're falling. There's this big falling feeling. And when you let go of this constant generation of the third dimension in this reality, because what you're doing is you're looking into the projector of the reality itself. You're seeing what creates the third dimension. And so you're trying to hold on. Once you let go, you find yourself just in the 4th dimension where this stuff is happening, in the place before all the third dimension is being projected. So you get to see how reality is generated in the 4th dimension. And then it doesn't look like this anymore. And it stops. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? That knowing that reality is generated this way. So if you start to see this, you know it's the Matrix. You don't have to fear it. Is this good or bad, projecting reality this way in the pyramid? Is it good or bad? And then think of those 4 different sections as the 4 different triangle sides of the pyramid. It's not good or bad, it just is. And let me have this kaleidoscope of an experience. And then to go do the eyeball thing some more. Better put for entertainment purposes on here. Hold on. Oh, there it is. There. There we go. All right, you guys. I had a good time with you. Thanks for hanging out on this. Is it Tuesday? Yeah, I think it is Tuesday. Thanks for hanging out on a Tuesday with me. It's way cool. You guys, as we looked at how reality is created, how reality is generated, and a good time with you. Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Have lots of time to get out in the sun today. And there was a package arrived for I guess the holidays, for the next few days, for you know who. Some presents for you know who. Anyway, I love you guys. I appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out and looking at all of these different concepts and ideas from different angles, different perspectives. Being able to grow in these areas. And whether it's something that you agree on or not, if you look at it in judgment and criticism, then we have a concept of agree or not. Is it true or not? How about it just is? And in its state of being, what do we learn? What do we understand? We're taught since birth how to look at information. Oh, I'm looking at this. Do I agree or disagree with this information? And that is what is taught. No, let's just let it be information. Just let it be. Just let it be. Zebras. Oh, zebras. Yes, yes. I'm excited. So excited, Ken. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you, guys. This was a wonderful, wonderful experience to have with you, seeing how reality is created, mostly through plasma. Go check out my website, thegodbubble.com. I'll see you on the next video.
Roll of dreams where the stars align. Kelly Coffee takes you on a ride divine. In her God bubble we soar through the night. Exploring the universe, our vision takes flight. The symphony of galaxies.